for British Columbians for over 2 decades. John Rustad is the leader of the Conservative Party of British Columbia and the person who has given the people of our province hope after the radical ideology of the NDP has put drugs on our streets, crippled our economy, and caused our cost of living to skyrocket. Born and raised in Prince George, John spent over 2 decades in the BC's forest industry. Frustrated with the direction of the province, he then decided to stand up and fight, running as an MLA in 2005. Then as Minister of Aboriginal Relations and Reconciliation, John signed 435 agreements with First Nations, more than any other Canadian politician in modern history. After becoming an independent MLA, he then joined the Conservative Party of BC because he realized he must continue to fight and he can't do it alone. I'm thrilled to be part of the team helping him with this fight, and I know you're all on our side. So without further ado, please help me welcome the man who has brought hope back to British Columbia and our next Premier, John Rustad.
Well, thanks everybody for coming out this morning. I want to thank our candidates as well for being here. This is a major issue that we're facing right across this province today, and that is affordability. When you look at the fact that half the people in this province are struggling to put food on the table and to pay their rent, that 1 in 2 youth are thinking of leaving this province, that 1 in 3 British Columbians are thinking of leaving this province. Clearly, the major issue that we are facing in British Columbia today is to be able to make life more affordable for people. That's why we've been so focused on everything that we've been doing, the process that we've been going through as the Conservative Party, whether it's just out campaigning or announcements about carbon tax or other types of measures that we need to take. But one of the biggest things that everybody has, of course, is the cost of housing. In British Columbia, as in everywhere else in Canada, you need 3 things to be able to survive. And that is, you need a place to live, you need food, and you need energy. We're doing everything we can to reduce the cost structures on all of those factors. There's many more things, of course, you need in terms of quality of life, like healthcare and education, safe streets and crime, getting rid of the crime that we're seeing. But the big issue that we need to deal with is quite frankly that affordability and housing. And that's why today, a Conservative government in British Columbia, a Conservative government in British Columbia, I should say, will make sure that we do every step we can to help with that affordability for housing. So what we are announcing today is what we're calling the Rustad Rebate, which is for renters and for mortgages. We are going to have a tax deduction of up to $3,000 per month for people that are paying the rent or paying their mortgages. We need to do everything we can as a province to be able to help people, to be able to make a living here, to be able to stay here. We need to do everything we can to reverse this trend of the 72,500 people that left this province so that people can look at British Columbia once again to be able to build a future. People can look at this province once again to be able to say, yes, the dream of owning a home is within reach. What this equates to is there's just over 2 million homes in British Columbia. At that rate, at that amount, that will equate to, if it's used entirely for every home in the province, would be approximately $3.5 billion in tax relief for people in British Columbia. On top of the carbon tax, this is one of the most significant tax reliefs that British Columbia has ever given, and certainly the largest tax relief that's ever been given to people who are renting homes or who are paying their mortgages. We believe in British Columbia that government should not be taxing your primary issues like your residence. Government should not be in the way of making sure that people can be able to put a roof over their head, making sure that people can have those safe places, and making sure that people can have that dream of owning a home. $3,000 a month is a huge amount. The average rent in this province right now is around $2,400. The average mortgage in this province is around $2,900. So this will cover pretty much everybody in the province of British Columbia. There will be a means test that we'll look at for people that are on high end of income in terms of this. And of course, one of the biggest challenges that we have in this province is because of the fiscal irresponsibility of David Eby and this government, we are not going to be able to fully implement it immediately. So it'll start being implemented in January of 2026. We need, of course, to have time to be able to build out the process for doing this, and it will be going up by $500 a year, so that by 2029 it'll be a full implementation of $3,000 per month for renters and for people with mortgages. I'm so pleased once again to be joined by my colleagues here from across the province, and of course from the North Shore. Thanks for coming, Yuri, to be part of this as well. This is a very important moment here for British Columbia. This is a very important moment for people who want to be able to live and to be able to build a future in British Columbia. So with that, I'm more than happy to take questions.
All right, thank you very much. Good afternoon. We're going to start with Rob Shaw. Check over there.
Hey, John.
Hey, Rob.
Ballpark what people might save in terms of either a rebate or money back on a kind of an average income tax, if they can write off up to $3,000 a month, what could they possibly save or get back?
So what this will mean for renters and people